Hi everyone, so here we are on the border of 2024, right, ready and waiting to enter into a new year, into a new season in our lives. And we've been going through a radical transformation over the last few years, and I just believe that God is still reforming, he's still repurposing, and he's still reordering his bride. Just the other day on Boxing Day, I had the joy of joining Gavin and the children at the football to watch the mighty AFC Wimbledon. I don't normally go with them to the football, but it was great to be able to join them. But what was interesting in that was that they have every way that they do things. You know, they have certain seats that they sit in, they have certain drinks that they get, food that they buy, and I was aware that my presence there with them was shifting things and impacting how they felt and impacting the decisions that they were making. And there was actually quite a lot of discomfort in that. There was some insecurity that came to the surface, there was some jealousy that arose over, I want to do that, and I want to sit there, and I want that, and I like it like this, and why are you bringing this change? And I woke up the next morning after Boxing Day and just felt the Spirit of the Lord speaking to me about that, and just saying, Anne, you are going to be entering things, and you're going to be called into things that are going to impact the people around you, and it's going to be uncomfortable for people. There's going to be other spaces where you need to leave, or you need to step out of them, and there's going to be pain perhaps in that stepping out, and then there's going to be other situations where you need to move within it. You know, there was a moment where we changed seats around during the football, and actually we changed seats around a few times just to keep everybody happy. We mustn't people please, but there is a sense of the Lord saying, I'm going to keep moving the pieces through 2024. I'm going to keep reordering my people. And I want you to be ready to come into things and come out of things and be moved about within. And I think my prayer is that we would be willing to move with the Spirit of the living God and not be stuck in our ways, not be so stuck in the way that we like things done that we are not willing to say, Lord, let these dry bones live. Let resurrection life come and shift me where you want to shift me. And I just want to say to you in that if you're apostolic in your gifting, I believe that there's some people who are apostolic who need to call the prophetic people, who need to call the other gifts and say, come into this environment, come step into this space. And you know those missions and those messages that you need to give to some people to invite them into the space, even if it makes other people uncomfortable. And I just woke up this morning just with this sense of the Lord saying, remember Zechariah. And I was like, Lord, why? Like, we're coming into a new year. Why remember Zechariah when we're actually at the end of the Christmas season, not at the beginning of it? And I felt like he was saying, remember when Zechariah encounters the angel Anne. He's going about his normal priestly duties. He's going through the rhythms and the routines. He's actually voted by lot to be in the temple in that hour to burn incense. Everybody's worshiping, everybody's praying. They're going through what they would normally do. He's righteous, he's blameless before the Lord. And suddenly, the Lord intervenes. Suddenly, the angel of the Lord comes. And I just want to say, prepare yourselves for the suddenly. Prepare yourself for that moment where the Lord might just come in and say, yes, you've been doing it like this, but I want you to be willing to move. And it's going to come through encounters with God. It's going to come through hearts laid open to the King of Kings, where we say, Lord, I don't know how to go about this next season, but I lay my life before you. And he's going to come. And actually what happens with Zechariah, it cuts through tradition, it cuts through religion, and it cuts through his understanding. All of those things, religion, tradition, and his understanding are all thrown up into the air with a message from the Lord that requires him to come into greater intimacy with him. And it calls him into a deeper relationship with family. It opens his understanding and awareness of his family, of Elizabeth, of a baby yet to be born to his wife. And I just felt like the Holy Spirit was saying, Anne, I want to supersede religion with relationship. I want to supersede tradition with family. And I want to call you into intimacy with me. Imagine Zechariah after that encounter. He was never the same again. He never wanted to go back to the way that he was doing things before. He wanted more of the Lord because of the encounter that he'd had. And I believe 2024 is going to be a year of encounters like that, where the Lord is calling us into greater intimacy, into greater relationship, and to deepening of connection in family, because he wants to do something through the family unit like we have never seen before. And finally, just one final thought for you. Gavin and I watched The Messengers, which is part of the Chosen series, if you've seen it. And I was so struck by the way that Mary went to great lengths to get what the Lord had said to her into print. She knew that she had to get what the Lord had said to her to Luke to get it into print. And Mary Magdalene almost, puts her life in danger to get the words from Mary, the mother of Jesus, the glorified, to get it to Luke to be put into print for us to be able to read thousands of years later. Mary valued so highly what the Lord had spoken to her, and she knew she had to do something with it. And I just believe as we enter 2024, what has the Lord been saying to you? What have you been hearing him say? And what do you need to do with it? And I feel the weight of the Spirit saying, value greatly what I am imparting to you, and ask me, what is the vessel, what is the means by which I share what God has shared with me, that it might change many hearts and lives in the years to come. Bless you all. Have an incredibly powerful 2024.